This is Joyfully Married After, episode 6, How to Keep Your Marriage or Relationship Long and Strong. This is Joyfully Married After with Heath and Tracy. I'm Heath.
And I'm Tracy.
We're joyfully married after how many years, baby?
26.
26 years, 4 kids, corporate jobs, entrepreneurs, and this podcast is our view on life through our lens.
Let's go.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, my love. How are you?
Good, baby. You want to talk about some stuff today?
Today, we are talking about how we keep it long and strong.
how do you keep your relationship going for a long time but still be strong and happy and satisfied?
Oh, my gosh. Hard work, people. Hard work.
W-E-R-K.
Is that how you spell it?
You better work. You better work that relationship.
Okay.
You better work that thing you got with your man, with your woman.
Yeah, so people ask us this all the time, or when we tell them how long we've been married.
Yep.
They just kind of look at us like, wow.
How long we been married?
27 years?
27 years, baby.
How come you remember more than I do?
I mean, I have a brain for trivia and
do.
unique facts and
You
that
do.
kind of thing. It's all good.
So how many tips do we have? And this isn't all of them, you guys.
Yeah.
This is not all of them.
No, not all, not by any means, but we have.
We have a top 10.
Yeah, 10 we want to talk about. We'll do them old school David Letterman style. Go from 10 to 1.
Top 10 tips for staying married long time. That was weird. I'm sorry.
Number 10, be more positive than negative about everything.
You gonna start at 10?
Yep, we're starting at 10 and we're working our way to number 1.
You feeling special today? I get
That's
it. I
it.
get it.
That's it.
I get it.
That's how we rolling, baby.
Yeah. Be more positive than negative. About everything. I really like this one because there's so much negativity going on
In the world?
that in the world, in your house, at your job, it's just tough.
Right.
And if you have that negativity, that nagging, that complaining mess in your marriage,
Not going to work.
it's not going to work, guys.
Nope. So keep it positive out here. PMA, positive mental attitude in everything you do.
If you want to say something negative, just don't. I don't even know. It's just you're with this person every day, day in and day out. You love this person. You've committed love to this person.
Yep.
Do not put anything negative on them. They have enough negativity.
That's
Trust me.
That's mama and grandma in there, right? If you ain't got nothing nice to say.
Don't say nothing at all.
Number 9. Anticipate and know your mate's needs.
Now, wait a minute. How am I supposed to do that?
Because you know me, baby.
Ow. All right. I think we probably have to give them examples. What do you think?
Okay, go ahead.
So anticipate and know your mate's needs. I know when Heath comes home from work, he's probably hungry.
Yeah, usually. Yep.
I know if we haven't made love in about 2.5 days.
Yep.
I know it's probably time.
Yeah, it's about time.
I know that if he's going to fill up my car with gas, that he wants to know which card to use.
Yep. Because sometimes I don't check. I'm not sure.
No, you don't ever check.
I check every now and then.
No, you don't.
Baby, which car you want to use?
Yeah, because he never checks. I don't even think he has the logins.
I got it.
Okay. So that's anticipating and knowing your mate's needs. Because when you anticipate and know, you can meet expectations, which is another part of this.
Yeah.
And when you meet the small expectations, when you miss the mark, it's probably going to be okay.
Right. I know if there's a meeting at the kids' school and it's after hours, I know either I'm going to go by myself or there's an outside chance that you'll go. But I'm going to
go?
I know, but I'm saying I'm going to anticipate going by myself because you may be tired, you may not feel like you may have some other stuff going on. And so I know that I have to go and take copious notes and engage with the teachers and communicate with you afterwards.
You just dropped a lot right there. You are going to have to tell people why you really do it. I'm going to tell you why he really does it more than I do. Heath is so much better with people than I am. I love you guys. but I'm just pretty direct.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say something that's not quite kosher, I'm probably going to express it.
We're talking about anticipating needs, so I just know sometimes there might be a need of yours because of, the nature of your 9 to 5 and stuff you're doing. You might be tired.
Okay, thank you, love.
Yeah. So that's just one example. Another example may be I may have to be the one to make up the bed because you scrambling.
No,
or I may
you have to make up the bed because you got out of it last.
Okay. Number 8, have fun.
Wait.
Have fun and don't take things so seriously. Always force yourself to find
you
the
didn't
good
just move
in
on.
every situation.
No, you have to repeat number 8.
Moving up to number 8, have fun and don't take things so seriously. Always force yourself to find the good in every situation.
Now, what's the difference between this and staying positive?
Well, sometimes you have to look, when you talk about looking for good, sometimes situations may come across as being bad, as it was just like doom and gloom. It was a serious thing that happened to your family or to yourself or to your job or to your loved one or to whatever it is. And so there are always lessons, there are always nuggets, there's always something that you can find within that situation. So identifying the good and learning from that, taking that lesson.
I think the key word here is have fun.
Uh-huh.
I was just talking to my mom about this earlier today, how some people, especially when they're dating or they're new in a relationship, they take things so seriously. Like, oh, I don't want to say this to him, or I don't want to say that to him, or I don't want to wear this and I don't want to wear that. And when you're in a relationship, you don't have to be like that.
Yeah, true.
You can let it go. L-I-G. Have fun. Like, okay, I'm going to give you guys a really good example here. I'm not high strung, but I'm detail oriented. I am somewhat OCD when it comes to certain things.
Yep.
And over the time of our relationship, I've just had to let it go.
Right.
Because my husband is the opposite of me.
Oh, yeah. Casual Cal. There used to be somebody on the radio or something in Atlanta.
And so I had to get to a point where I was just like, you know what, Tracy? He's just not going to make the bed like you do. He's not going to keep your car clean like you do.
Right.
He's not. And I fun about him. Every time we get in my car, I just have to point out the things on the side of your door where you put extra stuff in. This is not the trash can.
Oh, how about the lines in the carpet when you vacuum?
Oh, okay. See, now you're just trying to expose me. I got over that. I got over how he vacuums because it's not like I vacuum. I vacuum.
It's closer to it now, though.
Okay, go ahead. I like the lines straight, and I like to be able to look at the carpet after it's vacuumed, and it looks like a pattern of some sort.
Yep.
But he does not care. He likes it to do the curves and everything.
No, it's not a pattern for me.
I see curves when I see his vacuum skills.
No, but I'm saying this is just a cleanliness thing. It's not curves or lines or whatever.
It's weird to me. But I used to get really, really kind of bent out of shape about little stuff like that.
Yep.
He can't do that. Not long term. It'll wear you out. It will wear you out. So let it go. Have fun with it. Figure out how to get through it. Make a joke about it or something, but let it go.
Yep. Countdown to number 7. Take care of yourself. Stay looking good and feeling good at all times.
Hey, sexy.
What's up, baby? You look nice today.
Oh, what's that you have on today? It smells so good.
I like the way you did your hair today.
Yeah. Okay, I really like those jeans. Those are looking good.
Your brows and lashes are working, girl.
Oh, because I pay for them.
See?
Oh my gosh.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, you have to stay looking good. If you've gone through an illness or you gained a lot of weight because of an illness or just stress, because stress will put them pounds on.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be aware and take care of it. Don't just let yourself go.
Yeah.
Don't. It doesn't matter how much they love you.
Right. You want to look good. Look good. Keep it sexy. Keep it nice. You know what your mate finds attractive. You know what they like to see, how they like to see. Maybe there's a certain outfit that you look great in that they always mention to you. Maybe there's a certain way that your woman does her makeup, her hair that you always enjoy. Whatever it is, be cognizant of those things and look for it. Look for it. Make it happen. Keep it spicy.
Keep it spicy.
Yeah.
And pay extra money to do it. You know, pay extra money to do it as you get up in age. They've been looking at you for a long time now.
Right.
Or they're going to be looking at you for a while. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Keep it tight. Keep it up.
That's right. Number 6, tell the truth. Don't keep secrets.
Oh, my God. Please, liars, go away. Just stop right now. Lies will kill your relationship. Keeping things from your partner will kill your relationship.
Don't kill the trust.
It's cancer. It festers and grows.
Yep.
And it's very difficult to recuperate from these types of incidences.
True.
You've got to tell the truth. It takes years sometimes to recuperate from a lie.
It does.
Or from keeping a secret.
Or multiple secrets.
Yeah, or multiple secrets. And little secrets. Little secrets are secrets.
Yep.
So I don't care how small it is.
Yep.
You I don't know. What's a good secret, babe?
A good secret.
Tell me a secret, babe.
Wow.
You got any secrets you haven't told me?
Come on. Let me
See.
see.
Look at my eyes. Look at me. Any secrets? I can tell you now.
Well, my boy. I'll tell you about when my boy shot me with the BB gun when we was kids.
That is not a secret.
That's not?
No, I know that.
Oh. Well, it's a secret. It was a secret to my parents and everybody else
serious?
in the neighborhood. Yeah, I never told anybody.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Is that scar you have?
Yeah, it's like right here.
Yeah, okay.
Back right of my on the side.
Whoo, secrets are horrible. What's a secret? What's a secret in a relationship that you shouldn't keep?
Yeah, I think that anything when you, especially if you're in a marriage relationship, I think that anything you're keeping from your spouse is not good. Just from the perspective of the transparency, the openness, having to cover your tracks, not wanting to forget about this fib you told or that thing. I think all of those things are a recipe for a disaster.
I'll bring some things to mind. I remember when Heath and I first got married, I was at home with the baby, and we would get these boxes in the mail. The UPS man would come all the time, and you never knew how they were coming. It was like I was buying stuff.
Is this when you were selling lingerie or something?
I don't remember, baby.
Yeah, I think you were hooked up with with that person, and you were like, I'm going to do this little business. And I was like, I don't think so.
I don't think it was that. I think I was shopping. I was like straight up shopping, not saying anything to my husband.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible. I was so guilty and felt so guilty. It was awful.
It's a secret.
It was a bad one.
Paint the room.
Spending money without letting them know.
Yep.
What about friends of the same sex, opposite sex, depending on your relationship?
Yeah, you definitely can't keep that kind of stuff secret. No.
So how do you, if you're in a relationship at work or at a club you're in with a person of the opposite sex and you all are really, really good friends and you text one another, is that cool?
No. It has to be a scenario where everything is out in the open. Your spouse is very on top of things. And then you also have to have that internal alert, right, to understand where a situation can end up going. So even though it may not start there, you have to know, you have to be able to reverse engineer that and know at the end of what could happen if you start doing a particular thing.
Correct.
And so I think that the best way to approach that is not to go down that road at all.
Yeah, that's Heath and I's practice. We don't really have friends. I don't think we have friends of the opposite sex like that. We do have friends of the opposite sex, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But they're friends of my husband's also.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like they would call the house or text me.
Right.
They would text him. Even if they had a question for me.
Right.
And same thing with his female friends. Same exact thing.
Yep.
That's just the way we operate. It keeps it clean. It keeps it safe.
And it keeps it simple.
And it keeps it very, very simple. That's how we operate, guys. And it works.
Yep. And remember, the idea here is to keep a long and strong relationship. So these are tips things that Trace and I have aggregated over time, and some other ideas that we found in other places that we've sort of aggregated here. And so we want to share some of these things with you guys to help you with your relationships. So number 5 here, baby.
Make sure you continue to have similar values.
Yeah, because I think what happens is when you grow and learn and dream together, then you'll continue to be on the same page. And as you're growing and as you're expanding, you're going in the same direction. I think what happens sometimes with couples is that maybe you have one person who's going through a growth phase, who's reading voraciously, who's maybe engaged in
you got to find out what they're reading, and you got to read it too.
Church activity. It could be self-improvement. It could be some things about
education.
Yeah, expanding their horizons there, having some different. And so what happens is if the other person is not doing that, all of a sudden you're operating at this different place, and your mate is in that same place. And so that may cause some friction just because of these thought processes.
I don't think it causes friction. I think it causes separation. I think it causes literal separation. I remember when we started talking about doing this podcast. And I started researching everything and educating myself about the process.
Right.
And Heath immediately jumped right in. He immediately jumped right in and started learning right along with me.
Yeah.
And why did you do that, babe?
Because I knew we were going to do it together. And it was important to me just as it was important to you because we had made a joint decision that we were going to move in this direction.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think when your mate, when your spouse, when your SO, significant other has an idea, hear them out. Hear her out and listen to why they're thinking that way and try to walk that way with them. You know, I remember when he started a multi-level marketing business years and years and years ago. I absolutely hated the idea. I despised the idea. Didn't want anything to do with it. But for the sake of my relationship with the person I am in love with, I kind of walked through it. I kind of went through the motions. I would voice my opinion, but I learned about the business. I learned about the ins and outs. I understood why he was so excited. And then we just made a decision together to not do it.
Right.
Isn't that pretty much what happened?
Yeah. I did it for about a year. I learned a lot. I got some additional thought processes that added to my repertoire. And so I thought it was, from that perspective, it was a really good experience. But yeah, I think the important thing there is that you want to be on the same page. And the only way to do that is to make sure that you're learning, growing, and intaking information together. So I think that's the point there.
Right. Agreed.
Number 4, communicate about issues, good and bad, in love, and don't judge. Tolerate the other's idiosyncrasies. Let me just talk about idiosyncrasies for a second, baby.
Sure.
I think that everybody is an individual. Everybody is a little different. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. We all have our pluses and minuses, and we all have these unique things.
Thank you for loving mine. I just want to say that at this point.
Love your woman and her idiosyncrasies. How about that?
I'm a little different, y'all.
Yeah, so I think that when you talk about two people coming together, idiosyncrasies are part of that. And my strengths and your strengths, your idiosyncrasies and mine, that yin and yang, when it comes together, that's what makes the magic and that's what creates the beauty. And so I think that understanding that is important and celebrating that is important, not making fun of them. So there you go.
Not making fun of them.
Not making fun of them all the time.
So, okay, so just to continue with that, communicating about your issues, that is so important. Yeah. And it can be something as small as snoring, or it can be something as big as the fact that, I don't know, they can't keep a job. Or whatever issues are coming up in your relationship. It could be about how they discipline the kids. It could be about how they stack the dishwasher. I don't know. But every relationship has issues. The key here is to talk about them, pull them out in the open, And don't just judge. When your person makes a mistake, it's not about judgment. It's not about throwing that mistake back in their face every time you have an argument. It's about saying, hey, this sucks. I don't like it. And then moving on. But I love you. And I got to figure out how to get through this. And you got to help me. And sometimes people do things they have no idea that it irks the crap out of you. They have no idea.
Yep.
They might think, I'm just going to deal with it. It's going to go away. Oh, I'm being whatever about it. But they have to communicate to you, and you have to communicate to them. This bothers me. And when they tell you it bothers me, listen.
Right.
Don't take it personally.
Don't judge.
Don't judge.
Do it in love.
I don't know about the in love.
Love with the Michael Jackson. In love. With love.
With love. With love.
Oh man! But the point is that you don't want to necessarily be snarky and be not vindictive. That's
don't
not the
be
word
mean.
Right?
People are mean.
Yeah, there's no reason to be mean, especially when you're talking about your spouse or significant other. That's always such an easy target, right? Those that are closest to you, your family members, your mate, your spouse.
And don't tell other people.
Right.
It's none of their business what your
yeah.
issues are.
Yeah, don't pull everybody else into
Don't pull anybody else in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pull anybody else into your issues.
Yeah. So that was a good one. Number 3. We're almost to number 1.
Ooh, I like this one.
Number 3. Touch often, kiss often.
Touch me.
Sex often.
Kiss me. Love me.
That's
it's a big one.
Touch is a big key for us, especially for me. You know, that's one of my love languages, right? And so I think that the point is that when you're touching and expressing affection, if it's a caress, a back scratch, a kiss on the neck, if it's holding hands,
rubbing your head.
Rubbing my head with your hands. It's like all kinds of cool things when you talk about touch and kissing and sex. Certainly sex is a part of marriage as well, right? I think that it's a much different part of marriage than it is maybe when you're 22 years old and you're hot and heavy and have all of this vigor and testosterone
and time and mama's money and daddy's money,
et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's sort of a different thing than it is when you're 42 or 45.
52.
But the point is that you have to make sure that those things are frequent in your relationship.
So you've got touching often, kissing often.
Yep.
I feel so weird when he leaves the house and he has not kissed me goodbye.
It's very rare.
It's like, no, that's not happening.
Goes, wait a minute. I know you're not leaving the house now.
And he'll be like, no, I'm not leaving the house yet. I'm doing whatever. No, I'm not leaving yet.
Because I know that's not going to work.
It's not. It just doesn't work. And to speak to and when I say touch, I don't mean literally touch, guys. Right. You're in the car, you're driving in the car, you're on the road. Touch each other, hold hands. When you're laying in the bed together, you might not be having sex or whatever. Touch feet. Touch something, just touch.
Right.
When you're sitting on the couch watching a show, touch. Sit next to each other.
Yep.
Try it. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Kiss often.
Yep.
How many times have I kissed you today? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Let's do it again. I know, we're sorry. I love kissing. It could be a peck. It could be a little bit of tongue. I need some kissing throughout the day, especially if I'm in front of my man. It's like, okay, give me a kiss.
Hello.
Sometimes he'll be across the room doing something. I don't know, cooking dinner, taking the trash. I'll be like, hey, come here. Give me a kiss. And then what is it you do with me?
What would I do with you?
It's so odd. I think it's so odd, but I comply most of the time.
Let me kiss your face.
Because I like to kiss on the lips.
Bring your face over here and let me kiss it. I'm going to kiss your cheek. I'm going to kiss the higher part of your cheek and then the lower part of your cheek. And then just to mess with him, I kiss his lips. And it's like, no. That's not what I said. Bring your face and put it right back in front of my lips like I said.
So weird.
It's an idiosyncrasy.
It is. And I've accepted it, dear.
There you go.
And then sex. We got to talk about sex.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Okay. Marriage is kept strong with sex.
Yep. I agree with that, baby.
I just think it is. It's something about the oneness. It's something about the togetherness.
Yep.
It's something about the physical act.
That's why I was created.
That is why we're created, guys. And it's just, you've got to go there. And even if it's just a quickie, a fun quickie in a weird place, no secrets. No, none of our secrets there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's biological as well, right? Male and female anatomy, the way that we fit together and create life and that kind of thing.
But even in same sex,
yeah,
you got to have sex.
Yeah.
You got to have sex to keep that bond. That's what you call it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would call it a bond.
Right.
It's a true bond. It's a physical bond. And to me and my husband, it's a spiritual bond.
Yep.
Okay?
There you go.
So have sex often, kiss often, and touch often.
There you go. Number 2, plan and talk about the future together. Expect
that to change.
It will change.
Oh, yeah.
Because you go, well, they say you go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you go further.
But the key is dreaming together.
Right.
Don't dream with your homegirl. Dream with your mate. Dream with your significant other. Right. And it doesn't have to be everything. I know that there are friends out there that have their own businesses and they're building businesses together. That's fine. Your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend is not involved. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. But find something. Find something you both can consider futures. It's about the future with us. So let's talk about the future.
Yeah.
If you don't have children yet, talk about those children. Talk about not having those children. If you don't want children together, talk about that. Talk about traveling together, when you're going to go, where you're going to go, what you're going to do when you get there. Talk about what kind of dog or cat you're going to buy and raise together and how it's going to be. Talk about where you're going to live and what kind of jobs. There's so many things to talk about. And you always dream together. It doesn't have to be a business. You can be in business with other people, but it has to be something. And you've got to keep one another in that future plan, and you've got to talk about it. Right. And you've got to expect change with that.
Yeah, because you have roles and you have partnerships, and when what you do impacts someone else's life and others' lives, that's it's important that you talk and dream and think through those things, and that helps you go to greater heights.
Definitely. Number 1.
We have arrived at the top of the list. Number 1.
This one's pretty simple, but it is probably the most important one.
Simple, not easy.
No, not easy. We can attest to that.
Number 1, plan on staying together forever.
Separation is not an option. It's just not.
So we've talked about this in a couple of our videos, and I think that it always makes me laugh when I think about this concept, because when you get married, we're talking about marriage. Let's talk about marriage here for a second. When you get married, it's said one of the kind of key themes of marriage is forever and ever, to death do you part. Right?
Truth.
Right?
Truth.
And so the newsflash is that is a long time.
Forever.
It's a marathon race.
Not a sprint.
It's not a sprint, y'all. It's a marathon. So if you're going to be together with this person for the rest of your life, you want to make sure. You've
decided that.
That's the decision that you made. Then you have to understand that that's a lifelong race, right?
I think less people would get married if they took just this one point seriously.
You think less people would be married?
Yeah. I think people get married thinking I can get out. Oh, yes.
Maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
yes.
Yeah.
People get married thinking, I'm going to try this.
In some respects, right. And I think that people who are really serious about marriage, who are educating themselves about marriage, who really want to know and understand deeply what that scenario looks like, I think that they get it. And then, but what happens is there's this one thing in their mind that hasn't quite clicked that is much different than having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. If I become disenchanted with you, then we're gonna break up. And marriage is not designed that way.
No, it is not. Legally, it's not designed that way. The average divorce is like $50,000. It's just not designed for separation.
Yeah, so I think that the point here is that when you get married, when you think about getting married, understand, one, that you want to have the thought process and mentality that this is going to be for as long as I'm living. And so sort of the way that I've always approached it is, if I'm going to be married to Queen Tracy forever, I'm going to make sure that we have some fun, that we're going to be happy, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I never intended to go anywhere. We have had just about everything happen in our marriage. We've had sickness. We've had infidelity. We've had death. We've had financial issues, bankruptcies. We have foreclosures. We've had children unexpectedly.
Job loss.
And at any point in any time of that situation, I never intended on going anywhere.
Right.
Never. And it just never, I'm not going to lie and say it didn't cross my mind.
Yeah. Stuff's going to come across your mind.
It definitely has crossed my mind. But the actual doing it and talking about it, never.
Right.
Never.
Right.
And that's kind of where you have to be when you want a long marriage, when you want a long relationship. You have to be in the wheelhouse of it. This isn't going to happen.
I'm in it.
I'm in it forever. I'm in it for the long haul. And that's how you get up every day. That's how you get up every morning and you make it work because you've decided I'm not going anywhere. So I need to make this work.
Right. So we're going to make it better. We're going to improve it. We're going to do what we need to do for it to continue to grow and develop.
And be happy doing it. Not just do it for the kids and then get divorced after 35 years of marriage.
No, we want daily joy.
That sucks.
Daily joy.
Daily joy. And if we have to figure out how to get there. We have to talk about daily. You know, what do we ask each other sometimes? Baby, how you doing? You doing all right?
Yep.
You have to gauge it. You have to find out what's going on.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And if that means always counseling, then do that. If that means taking separate trips from one another a year just to do a week with your friends, do that. If that means taking a trip together once a year, do that. Figure it out and do it.
Yep.
Your relationship depends on it.
And you too can be joyfully married after. Thanks again for listening today, folks. If you liked any of what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast. Tell a friend too. And you can engage us at heathandtracy.com for all the goings on in our world. Queen Tracy, speak to the people.
Bye, loves.